Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my goodness, hello, welcome. I hope you're well for your Sunday. Here we are, beautiful Golden. What an absolutely stunning joint this is. Sorry for being late. There's a number of reasons I'm late. One of them being bloody caravans. And yeah, I hope you're all well. And I've just had to jump on last minute. I'm on the old tablet. I'm not even on the computer or anything because I was running incredibly late. But I hope you're well. Let me know you can hear me and see me and all that kind of carry on. And yeah, got the Gidgy Gorilla gear on today, the truck driving gear. And Mark Lavelle, howdy, mate. Can I do this on this thing? Can you? Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Yeah, g'day, Mark. Dewey Joe's in, or was in. Debbie was in. Ed's in. Howdy, Ed. Mate, I tell you what, this Goulburn region, very, very similar to Kelly Country, mate. It is gorgeous down here. We might take the the iPad or whatever this thing's called, the Galaxy Tab, for a walk and maybe show you. It is beautiful, right on sunset. And I think he's on Queensland time. Well, Newey Joe, how are you, mate? I am on Queensland time. The logbook, mate, is on Queensland time. So we can talk about all that. I had a bit of a moment today while I was driving. I was not impressed. You may have saw the little video I put up, probably about an hour ago now, and or a photo. The thumbnail photo is a photo I took today. Tim Ryan's in. Howdy, g'day, mate. How are you? Thanks for jumping on. What day is it? Saturday afternoon. It is 5:30 local time, I think. No, it is 6:30 local time. There you go, 6:30 local time. I'm running on Queensland time, folks, for this entire trip, as that is the law. Anyway, have a go at the background. Gorgeous house here. There's little cottages and, oh my goodness, Australia's first inland town, folks. First inland town. And it is absolutely stunning. I couldn't take the truck down the main street because I weigh too much. So does the truck. It's yeah. Oh, Bruce is in. Howdy, Bruce. And yeah, so it's been the drive today was fine. It was only about 9 hours at the Saddles. That wasn't too bad. But yeah, I pulled into that. That looks like Blacktown to me. Yeah, I drove past the Blacktown sides, mate, as you would guess, and yeah, I felt like dropping in and checking out my old hometown, old Blacktown and Wetherill Park, mate. Blacktown, Wetherill Park. My mum was from Campbelltown, I think. We're talking 70s, 80s, long time ago. Yeah, old Blacktown, and I always get a bit nostalgic when I drive past that sign. Let me know if the wind is too bad. Howdy, Rob, says Lukey Reed. Howdy to Luke, mate. How are you? I hope you're well down there. It is it's a beautiful afternoon. Look at that. The sun's setting. Absolutely stunning. Not many people around. I'm quite surprised for a beautiful Sunday afternoon. There's not many people around. But yeah, Luke, hope you're well, mate. And down in Tasmania. And I can't wait to get back down there again sometime soon. I absolutely love it down there. Yeah, hope you're well, Luke. Your hair looks like it's coming back nicely now. It is, Ed, but my God. So you could tell where everyone had different clippers at different lengths and the razor, and yeah, so you can still tell that it certainly wasn't done professionally. Got a 10 beer in picture quality, Rob. 10 beers? I hope you mean, oh, right, 10 beers as in you look like you've had 10 beers. Yeah, right, sorry about that. I am on the Goulburn 5G Telstra, so if it is ordinary, I do apologise. Hopefully you can hear me though. Brad Howe's in, and g'day Brad, how are you, mate? And drove past or through your beautiful part of the world today and did the big drive from Port Macquarie down to Goulburn, folks. I was going to push through to Canberra. That's my destination at the moment, Canberra. But in the planning stages, we thought if we get held up in Sydney for whatever reason, traffic or whatever, you start to push your limit on how long you can drive for. So we decided to play it safe and checked into Goulburn. So here we are, only about an hour and a half out of Canberra. So we'll do that tomorrow and get into Canberra. But we can't drive the truck down the main street. So I'm staying at Park Haven Hotel, and I was staying at a different hotel, and Walked into that reception. This is why I'm so late. Walked into that reception and they said, "Oh, hi. No, we don't have any rooms left." I said, "Well, I've booked in." And they said, "Oh, no, it's all right. We've organised with the hotel down the street. You can go down there." And the hotel down the street was another 20-minute walk. So, anyway, not to worry. We're here. We've got a room. Oh, the old Holden Commodore with the ding in the back, tearing it up, the red P plate. What else do you expect? Who else we got in here? Jennifer G. Howdy, Jenny. Hair or no hair, you're still... Not if I look like a 10 beers in video quality, Jenny. I don't know about that. Good to see you. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. What are you all up to? Wixie's rolled in. Where are you? No, it's Mark. Hang on. Here's Anthony. Howdy, mate. And loving all your work and yourself and Mark and the others. Brad as well, the other gang. I don't know if anyone else is in here for the work that's going into the next one. Looking forward to driving through here. Drove through that part of New South Wales today. And was it today or yesterday I drove through there? It must have been today. And the whole region's just stunning. It's gonna be amazing. I think, Rob, I thought they found cane toads in. I tell you, speaking of critters, where was I last night? Port Macquarie. The cockroaches are out of control in Port Macquarie. Walking down the street, I've got a few issues with Port Macquarie, folks. Port Macquarie is stunning, right? The waterfront and all the rest of it. It's absolutely beautiful, but there's no pubs. Where are the pubs in Port Macquarie? I walked down the entire main street and no pubs. No pubs. I couldn't find one. I walked for about 40 minutes and had to give up and had a Whopper for dinner. I wanted a steak from the pub. I couldn't find a pub. So if anyone could tell me where the pubs are in Port Macquarie, that would be good. There's a few around here, classic old pubs. A lot of them built in the 1800s, which are absolutely stunning here in Goulburn. So what a beautiful, beautiful town. Sun setting just nicely behind us. Lukey Alexander's in. Howdy, Luke. Are you working tonight, mate, or you got the night off? Hope you got the night off and you're able to relax and chill out. Cockroaches rule, mate. You know it. Well, we'll see. We'll see, Mark. We'll see what happens next year, eh? I don't like your chances. Keenan's in. Howdy, Keenan. No pubs. Absolute rubbish. Can't be a beautiful place without pubs. That's exactly right, Keenan. I was quite upset. I got to admit, I drove all day and then pulled in and walked down the main street. The thing said town centre, like on the street of Port Macquarie there. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What a joke. And Graham Whitaker's in. Howdy, Graham. I haven't really heard from you since Goombara, mate. I hope you're well. And I'm not sure where you're travelling or if you're still travelling, mate. I hope things are going well. Let us know where you are. And good to see you here, mate. Happy Saturday afternoon to everybody. The Settlers in. Now, actually, Anthony, I walked past. No, I didn't walk past it. The courtesy bus drove past me on the walk back to the hotel, going back to where I was staying at Port Macquarie. So I tried to hail it down, and it didn't pull up. Susie's in. Howdy, Susie. And I hope you are well as well. I hope everyone's kicking along just nicely. Saturday afternoon. I don't even have a beer because where I was staying was near the pub. Now they moved me, and there's no pub in sight. What I can see. Jeff Troubles is in. Howdy, Jeff. Nana working at home cooking dinner as the big storm. Another big storm rolling in. I tell you what. Summer has hit. Somebody's trying to call me. If it's someone in the chat, I don't have your number stored. So I don't know. Yeah, anyway. If it's someone in the chat, let me know and I'll answer. What do we got here? Jeff's Travels saying good day to everybody. Howdy, mate. And yeah, so guys, there's a problem. We have a problem. Now, Freddie Boots. Howdy, Freddie. Good to see you, mate. Where are you now? Where are you gallivanting? You were at Kelly Country yesterday, I think, mate. I hope you're well. And I absolutely love it down there. Stalker. Yeah, that's right, Mark. They have the best courtesy bus. Pick you up, drop you back home. So I have heard. You mean you've never been a passenger, Anthony? I find that hard to believe. Yeah, so they wouldn't pull over for me anyway. Maybe I look like I already had a few too many. Did you watch the top 10 show? Oh, yeah, Bathurst is on today. Yeah, of course. And tomorrow, the race, obviously, tomorrow. Freddie got home today. Good stuff, mate. Good to see you home safe and well. And yeah, you had one epic trip, Freddie, and that's a lifetime goal for a lot of people. A trip like that, mate. Where are we at? Yeah, so yes. So today, So I'm driving a 14-ton truck. Now, I'll put a photo of it up tomorrow because I've parked too far away from the hotel I'm staying at to really walk there and show you. I'll put a photo of it up tomorrow, but it doesn't matter what size truck it is, right? A heavy vehicle, right? So there's an organisation called the National Heavy Vehicle Regulator. Now, they are incredibly strict, folks. Now, what they do is they regulate trucks, they regulate truck drivers, truck companies, all that sort of stuff to make sure everybody's playing the game, playing the ball, all that sort of stuff. Drivers aren't, doing 1,000 hours a day, all that kind of stuff. And I agree, Susie, just quietly. Bathurst is just not the same anymore. Yeah, I can't get in as a Holden fan now that there's no more Holdens. Yeah, I just can't get into it. It's only the new Caravanners. Now, I don't know, mate. The majority of people out there, I think, have got it right. Now, when we talk about blame, immediately we want to blame the Caravanners and the people driving them and holiday makers and all that kind of stuff. Now, I also realised today, I think, is the second last day of New South Wales school holidays, tomorrow being the last day of school holidays for New South Wales. So that may have contributed to the problem I had at Port Macquarie BP truck stop. Now, it wasn't just Port Macquarie BP truck stop. It was also Chindera, which is just south of Tweed Heads. When you come over the border into New South Wales, the first BP is a truck stop, and a big one at that. Now, these service centres are fantastic, right? They have everything in them. New Caravan. Yeah, that's right. Oh dear, that's funny. That's because you're a pack of cowboys. My God, Graham's launched. Debbie, the weather's been up, considering not putting management. It'll be hot. It's going to be a crazy summer for the entire country. I tell you that right now. Right now, feels like about 12 degrees. It's pretty chilly. There's a bit of wind around. But folks, before I lose the sun, so I pulled into Chindera and it was packed. It was absolutely packed. Now, Saturday, there's not that much truck traffic on the road. So this is something to consider as well. Now, there's truck bays at service centres, right? Now, when they first built the service centre, Jamie Fulton's rolled in. Howdy, Jamie. Hope you're kicking along nicely, mate. When they built these service centres in the late 90s, I think they sort of started to appear. Before then, there wasn't really anything for trucks to stop at properly, right? There was servos along the highway and all that sort of stuff, but nothing really dedicated to them. So BP came along and said, right, we're going to build these service centres. You might remember all the hype that came out about them and these massive truck stops on the highway, and all the truckers were like, this is fantastic. And they're absolutely fantastic. Now, for the first couple of years, they just were for truck servicing, truck stopping, resting, refueling, all that sort of carry on. Then the service centres, to their own, of course you're going to do this. Businesses want to make money. Then they discovered that tourists wanted to stop and fuel up as well. And the tourists were stopping, fueling up, having a bit of a rest for, say, half hour or whatever, and carrying on. This wasn't a big deal at the time because of the infrastructure at the service centres. Now, they were still dedicated to trucks. The primary reason to stop there was to stop, fuel up, and go as a tourist. Then your classics came along, your classic eateries, your McDonald's, your Red Rooster, your Coolabah Tree cafes, all of those. Coolabah Tree Cafe was initially a trucker's cafe, and it still sort of are. You can tell by the menu. But once they started putting in these fast food restaurants, it all changed. It all absolutely went to crap because families are traveling with kids, all that sort of stuff. And all of a sudden, you got the McDonald's arches on the side of the highway. You got the red Rooter logo, as I call them. And kids in the back with families, let's stop and have an ice cream. Let's stop and have a Happy Meal and whatever. So you've stopped, you've fueled up, and then you've gone and parked up so you can spend half an hour eating your bloody McDonald's and your Happy Meal with your kids, and you've parked up since you're towing a caravan in what is the truck stop, right? The long sections of car park like the one long section, usually around the back, with your caravan, because you look at that spot and you go, right, you little beauty, let's pull in here. There's a spot. I'll fit my caravan in. No dramas at all. And you pull up in there and you stop and you stuff around for half an hour. Then you go into the bloody shop and you can't decide what you want. So you spend another 20 minutes. Then it takes them 10 minutes to make the bloody thing. Then you spend another 15 minutes. All of a sudden, some people are there for half an hour to an hour. Now, this is a problem. This is a problem. Susie, you might be on the money. You might be on the money. Now, the problem, I don't blame the caravanners at all. Well, sometimes I do. These service centres aren't designed for what they're being used for. Now, that is the problem. Truckies, I rarely drive trucks, right? I do this for one particular company. They're great events. They're great to work for, all that sort of stuff. I really enjoy the drives, as you all know. And if you can get paid to do it, then, hey, that's a bonus, right? Now, most of the caravanners aren't to blame. Geez, there's some out there that are, but the majority aren't, because there just isn't anywhere to stop. Now, some people think they pull up on the side, the outskirts of the car park or the truck stop area, to be out of those truck stops, right? Out of the truck parking bays. Now, I see where you're going with this, folks. I see what you're thinking. You're thinking, right, I don't want to pull in there because old mate trucker needs a 10-hour sleep. And that's correct. But now you've parked on the side. So when you get a B double come through, that is up to about 40 meters long in some cases, they need the turning circle to get around, especially if they're not stopping, if you know what I mean. So it's a really, really interesting one, because you think you're doing the right thing by not parking in the bay, but all of a sudden you've created a jam and they're making it really, really hard for some of these truck drivers to get their vehicles around. So what is the solution? We all know the problem. Eva's jumped in. I'm a truck seller. I don't know if you have from my truck. I say a lot of truck. Okay. I often go to the caravan spots like the BP heading north. This is Lukey. Heading north from Brisbane, and it's always got cars in it. The one heading north from Brisbane, mate, the Caboolture stop, yes, absolutely. Now, they've got it nearly right, that one at Caboolture, because they've got the car spots, and I believe there is a couple of small caravan spots, but it just doesn't fill the quota. So the Caboolture one has worked it and jigged it around a little bit. And if you don't know the sneaky way into the Caboolture one that the trucks take, most caravans end up sort of in the right spot. But you are right. It's always got cars in it. It is an absolute pain in the butt. So what's the solution? So they do build these service centres more and more, right? I think the service centres and the real estates, or whoever's running these service centres, I don't actually know. They need to look at what they're actually being used for now. Those service centres truckers used to get their rig polished too. Well, this is true. Like the trailer spots at Bunnings. Here we go, Lukey. So this is a great example, mate, of how it affects, of the effects of something like this happening to someone going to Bunnings. It's the same problem. The trailer spots at Bunnings. Now, the photo I put up today on the geez, that was a rig. As the thumbnail is the photo I took today. You will see, I think it's 4 or 5 caravanners parked next to me, and there's one behind me. It was absolutely out of control. Now, I do get, like I said, that it was the end of the school holidays this weekend, and there's probably a little bit more traffic on the road than usual for caravans. But I'm on a logbook here. Now, I was going to bring the logbook with me, but I've parked the truck so bloody far away that I haven't. Bring back trains and get the B doubles off the road to give us caravans more money made on vans and trucks. Anyway, that's funny, Graham. I like it. And boat ramps. Yeah, boat ramps are another big one. The lucky the trucker don't have a LED sign you can edit on the window. I can imagine what some. So when I took that photo, Susie, of the picture on the thumbnail there was someone in one of the Ford Rangers. What is the thumbnail? There should have been a picture on my little thing when you clicked on it. It might not have shown up on Facebook, Justine. It'll be the one on YouTube when you see the little thumbnail. I'll put the photo up tomorrow. I'll put a photo up in the truck as well. Shits me to tears, absolutely, Mark, absolutely. And again, this is exact prime. It's the same problem, different scenario. Um, what was I saying? I'm so fired up. So yeah, I took the photo, and I was shaking my head at the time, going, "My God!" Every single truck bay was full, every single one, and I was the only truck in there. I had another bloke come up to me at the pump, who was also driving from Gold Coast. He was on his way to Melbourne. He had to do a regulated stop. He was on his first ever run driving a truck, with a logbook and all that. His time was up. He had to stop, right? If you don't stop, the truck driver gets fined, not the company that they're driving for, nothing like that. The truck driver gets fined, and depending on the severity, depends on the amount of points they lose. This is not just, oh, he needs a rest for half an hour. This is law. Now, he pulled up, had a yarn to me and said, "What do I do? There's nowhere to park." I said, "Mate, I'm leaving in about 15 minutes. I was on a regulated 15-minute break at the time. I said, "Mate, there's nowhere. You're going to have to keep on going or stay at the pump." Now, if he stays at the pump and another truck comes in, now he's holding up someone else and the problem just keeps going. So what he did, he didn't have any other choice. He had to jump back in his truck. He kept going. He was now driving illegally. So he was over his 5-hour quota, 5 1/4, and was driving illegally. I jumped back in mine a short time later and kept going, driving lawfully, right? Because I had my little break, because I was lucky enough to get a spot. The next 2 weigh bridges were closed, thankfully. Now, the third one that I came along, I went through Mount White. The Mount White one was open. I got passed through that. Now, when you take the exit for a truck stop, you enter, and then not every time do you have to stop and talk to the Queensland Transport or New South Wales Transport people, whatever state you're in. You don't have to stop all the time. As you drive in, there's cameras there's about 1,000 cameras that take photos of you, and then you come in and it does what they call a soft weigh. So you come in, it'll weigh you very, very quickly while you're moving, and if it triggers an alarm or whatever, the computer's in the main office area where the normal weigh bridge is. There's a sign, an automated sign that pops up in front of you, a big screen thing, traffic sign, and it says turn left into the weigh bridge or turn right, carry on the highway, which means it's taken your license plate, it's quickly checked your times, your rough times, how fast you've been traveling, your speed, how long, all that sort of stuff. And if you get green ticks on their little computer in the little room, it tells you to go back on the highway. Old mate who I saw, I got told to go right. Old mate who I saw earlier was pulled in. He would have been getting absolutely scrutinised. Now, when you get pulled in with a problem, it's such a problem, it flags them on their computer that tells them that they have to pull this driver in. Depending on how nice the guy is that you're talking to, they will go over everything. Now, yes, he was driving illegally. And I told him, and I don't know if he did this, but when this happens, you put it in your logbook, you make a note saying, nowhere to park at my previous stop, at Chindera or wherever we were, Port Macquarie, sorry. And you can use that as a bit of an excuse as to why you haven't taken your mandatory break, right? But if you drive past that weigh bridge, past that, say, servo, and you can't get a park, you continue to the next weigh bridge, but there's a rest stop for trucks in between. You don't stop, the driver gets pinged. You get pinged big time. We're talking up to thousands of dollars here. Now, if you're also overweight, and I have no idea if he was, so that's none of my business, but if you are overweight, depending on the severity, that could be $20,000 to $30,000. Have a think about that. $20,000 to $30,000. Now, when you pull into the service centre next time, folks, yeah, there's going to be people everywhere, but just try and have a look for somewhere that's really out of the way, and not in the truck park if you can. Now, sometimes it's impossible. We totally get it. But be as quick as you can. If you're parked in a truck park, don't go into McDonald's, sit down and have bloody 3 burgers and a whatever, and then talk about maybe buying some ice creams at the servo shop, and then walking around doing a piss in the toilet and carrying on. Get in, get out, eat your burger on the road. This is some serious stuff. Now, also, I also understand this from a caravan and tourist point of view. I don't own a caravan. I'll admit that right up. I do not own a caravan. Imagine if trucks actually had to pay for the full amount of road damage they do. Us caravanners are I'll get onto the roads in a minute because I have one heck of a compliment for New South Wales roads and one hell of a pull down for them. I tell you, it is absolutely unreal. So, what was I saying? So yeah, so when you're, where is it? What else have we got here? If you're so close to being over, just put the brake on and drive less than 5 kilometers per hour to a safe spot. If I was at a BP, I'd pull up along the edge of Park Bay or in the caravan park area. Yeah, that's right. So the caravan park area, there is some have them, some the older ones don't actually have like a proper caravan park area, which is the problem. So I think in moving forward, they need to sort of design these with caravan park areas, but they also need to be. One model doesn't fit every truck stop, right? So some places have more caravanners than others. So they've got to consider that as well. That Chindera one and that Port Macquarie one, my goodness, they just need to be expanded overall, I think. Stop putting Guzman Gomez in as an external as another external shop. And I think there's a Red Rooster there or something that's another external building. Get rid of that. Put some more spaces in. Now, what I was getting at before was caravanners and tourists, right? Maybe make caravan drive-throughs at these stops. Now, Lukey, I'm kind of with you there, but I also understand the caravanner and tourist point of view. Now, I don't own a caravan, as you all know. I get around in a slag and a ute and whatever, but I do long drives in the ute and all that sort of stuff. And you get tired. It's normal. It's natural, right? You get tired. They just should find the ning-nongs that park in truck bays. Now, yes and no, Susie. Yes and no. I'm on the fence on that. I think there should be a time limit with cameras. I think there should be a time limit with cameras. I don't know how that would work, but yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have the actual full answer, so I'm open to other ideas. Caravanners and tourists get tired. You do a long drive, you might drive from Brisbane to Boland or something like that. It's 5-6 hours. You are buggered. You should stop and rest every 2 hours, right? You just got to try and do it out of the way. So this is the problem, right? So this here is the problem. The caravanners aren't the problem. The service centres designers, I think, are the problem. G'day, Fat Pixie too. Didn't see you sneak in there, Fat Pixie and the Olivers. Sitting only parking on the side roads, supermarkets, and random parks. Now, yeah, so the Port Macquarie one doesn't really have anywhere to park outside of the centre. It's on a roundabout and it's busy as it's a hard one. Will you be stopping at Beresfield's service centre on the way home? I'll go down and park both cars at the caravan and I'll come through and just clean you up fully, mate. Oh dear. More education needed for both parties. 100%. Now it's not an attack or anything like that, but yeah, 100% more education needed for both parties. The solution, I think, is bigger service centres. Maybe camera timed for caravanners, maximum stop an hour. But even still, like us, okay. So for example, if you were to do a camera timed stop, that's still not going to really work because the way the logbook works for truck drivers is on standard hours. So I'm on standard hours. There's different hours for different types of truck driver. You can be qualified to drive different hours than others. Usually comes with experience and qualifications and all that sort of stuff. I'm on standard hours. So what that means is I can start at what's this? If there is no parks at Chindera, exit to the industrial estate nearby. They did a caravan no park trial a while back. $115 fine. It didn't go ahead. I'm glad they didn't go ahead with it because how disencouraging is that to be slopped with $115 fine? Now, I also get why they did the fine, the trial, because it's obviously businesses. So now you're parking outside a business. So where do their employers park during the week? It is hard. It is very, very hard. The thing with the trucks is I can drive 5 hours and 15 minutes non-stop on my first shift, right? This is where it gets really, really difficult and tricky to work out as a truck driver. You could drive 5 hours and 15 minutes without stopping, but you have to stop at that point, if not before. So you have to look at your map ahead, work out where you're going, and drive 5 hours you can stop anytime you like, but you need a minimum of 15-minute break, either during the 5 hour and 15 minute or right on the 5 hour and 15 minute and a 15-minute break. Now, depending on how you work it, you can change that 15-minute break into a half-hour break, which means that you can now drive for another 5 hours and 15 minutes without stopping. However, if you drive for 5 hours and 15 minutes and you've taken a 15-minute break, you can now only drive for another 2 hours it escapes me at the moment, 2 hours and 30 minutes, something like that. It escapes me at the moment. Before you need to stop again for another 15 minutes. So that way you are under your, I think it's 8 hours for 30-minute break, 8 hours for a 30-minute break. So it gets so confusing. Now, if I keep going, if I do 5.25 with my hour break, I'm at 10.5. Now, I need to stop now for another, I think it's 90 minutes before I can finish my last hour and a half or 2 hours. That's a 12-hour day. I cannot drive any more than that. I cannot drive any more than that in a single day. If I do, I get fined big time. So, again, here comes another problem. All these trucks go to different destinations, different times, different lengths of how long they want to drive for, all that kind of stuff. So this is why you need the truck stop vacant. Everyone is on a different schedule. Now, the old mate who got pulled up at the following weighbridge, I really hope they gave him leniency and let him go, because he had nowhere to park. He had nowhere to park, and he got pulled up at the next weighbridge. Obviously, the timing pinged him, and they realised he'd been driving too long, and they've pulled him over. So he was pulled over because of the 5 other caravans parked in the parking spot. I guarantee you those caravanners aren't pulled over getting a fine and losing points. Like, this is the problem. Like, it's not. People laugh it off and think it's a joke. It is not. I'm glad you're not making the rules, Rob. Yeah, see, I don't know. It's just absolutely infuriated me today. And that photo, I'll put it up tomorrow. Maybe I'll put it up when I get off here. Absolutely, I was just shaking my head. Old mate got out of one of the ranges there, who was parked in there, and he had a go at me. And so I went off. I went off like a frog in a sock at him. I said, mate, you've just cost a bloke potentially points and definitely money because you're parked in the truck park. Oh, well, there's nowhere else to park. I said, mate, you can't park here. Oh, well, where am I supposed to park? I said, you're supposed to keep moving, mate. Oh, and it just carried on. Yeah. Anyway, because he was upset I took a photo of his car and his setup and whatever, because he was parked. Because he knew he was doing the wrong thing. He absolutely knew he was doing the wrong thing. But again, where does he go? What does he do? Where does the truck go? What does the truck do? So you pull in as a truck driver, and you just pray. You just pray there's a stop. Yes, there's truck rest stops. Now, we can go down that rabbit hole if you really want to. I've never seen a cranky Rob. I'm not fully cranky, Luke, but yeah, I wasn't impressed. And it's not until you in this moment, right, that you really realise the problems it causes. It escalates. It's a snowball effect. Now, yeah, I don't know. A real trucker would be stingless, not rocking the Gidgy gear. The Gidgy gear is good truck driving gear. It's nice and light and airy. It's nice. It's very nice. I don't want to damage it though. So when I was fueling up with the diesel, I kept good clearance when I was fueling up the diesel. They're nice shirts, but very, very nice shirts. They feel great. And if they get wet, like if you're getting rain on, it's all dry super quick. But, yeah, nice work, Gidgy, if you ever see this. I have mates that drive trucks that told me they can drive Melbourne to Albury, go to a depot, then drive Melbourne all day, then drive back. That's correct, Gidgy. Gidgy. Graham. Gidgy's just rolled in. G'day, mate. How are you? Nice shirt, by the way, Gidge. Graham, that is correct. Now, again, this comes back to the logbook, their hours worked, and what time management or fatigue management program they're on. So there's AFM, there's BFM, and then there's standard hours. I'm on standard hours. There's AFM, which is advanced fatigue management, and then there is another one called BFM, which is basic fatigue management. To get to AFM, I think you need to be on BFM for a few years, and so on and so on. Now, you're saying there, Graham, Melbourne, what was it? Melbourne to Albury, Melbourne from Albury to Melbourne. go to a depot, that's correct, and then drive around Melbourne all day and then drive, that's correct. So again, this is where every single trip is its own, almost headache. So Melbourne to Albury, right? That is, how far is that? Let me just do the quick math. Melbourne to Albury. Oops, it's getting cold here. I can't even type. Melbourne to Albury. All right. Google Maps says 3 hours and 22 minutes. Google Maps and truck driving do not go together. So there you go. Where is that? Hopefully you can see that. 3 hours and 22 minutes. Trucks are speed limited, folks. So a lot of that is probably 110k an hour. So every 5 minutes of travel, add 1 minute to that time. So 3 hours and 22, I think it's every 8 minutes, add 1 minute of time, something like that. So you're looking at a 4-hour drive, right? 4 hours is within one stop for a truck driver. I could, if I did that in under 5 1/4, I can do that non-stop. Melbourne to Albury. Now, when I get to Albury, you're saying here he goes to a depot. Now, the depot is probably his base of work. So that's where his employer is. All of a sudden, he does Melbourne to Albury. He's at the depot. And now that's, in the logbook, they class that as your base. When you're at your base, the depot's in Melbourne, apologies. When he goes to his base, you have in your logbook that you're at your base, essentially. You can drive within 100 kilometers of your base without having to log it in your logbook, right? So he could drive around all day doing local deliveries and whatever it is, as long as he doesn't go over that 100 Ks. And then he does his drive back from Melbourne to Albury in probably that 5-hour span. Totally legal. Totally legal. What happens next is the following day, depending again on if he's AFM, BFM, or standard hours, will depend on what time he can start the next day. But as long as he gets a 7-hour, what they call a 7-hour rest break, he can then continue on again. However, he's probably worked 5, 10, let's throw in some traffic, let's throw in a bit of chaos, let's say 12 hours. Now, if he's not AFM or BFM and he's on standard hours, he can only work that that amount of time within 24 hours. Now, you think you've worked it out, folks? 24 hours is not midnight to midnight. 24 hours is from the start time of the first day through to that same time the next day. You can only work a certain amount of hours depending on which fatigue management plan you're on. If you work over that, you get fined, demerited, etc., etc. You can have 2 24-hour continuous times going, which I have going right now. So yesterday I drove 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Right, so within my time frame. And this morning, I started at 8 a.m., so 2 hours before 11 a.m., right? Now, since I didn't drive the entire length of my full allocated time that I can use in that first 24 hours, I have that 2 hours banked. I have more than 2 hours banked, so I can start earlier. However, it starts a second 24-hour continuous time period, right? So now, 8 a.m. this morning, I drove through to, what time is it here? I think 5 or 4:30 or whatever it was. So now tomorrow, my 24-hour continuous for today ends at 8. I'm back on a single 24-hour continuous because my first 24-hour continuous finished at 11 o'clock when I was driving. Confused yet? Like, dead set every day. Every day you got to be on it. And if you're out, there is zero tolerance with NHVR. If I get pulled into a weighbridge and they decide to stop me, if there is a single error, they are on you. It is down to the minute, folks. If I'm loading the truck, I'm on. If I'm doing anything with the truck, I'm on. If I'm sitting in the truck with the key in the ignition, I'm on. So this is, again, where rest breaks and everything just has to be so precise and so perfect that when you pull into a servo and there's 20 fucking caravans in there, excuse the language, but, oh, geez, I was fired up. It ruins your day. It can ruin, if you've only got a couple of points left, you're gone. You're off the road. Your livelihood is gone. This is like serious stuff. Sorry, guys, I got, let me catch up. Brad, how? Anyone towing a trailer is limited to 100 Ks an hour. Apparently not down the Hume Highway, Brad. On a Saturday afternoon, I'll tell you that right now. Sounds like truck drivers need to be Gidgee, it is a nightmare. Like, okay, so to make it even harder, Gidge, we've got daylight savings down here. So what time is it back home? It's 5 o'clock back home, I think. Is it? No, it's 6 o'clock back home. It's 7 o'clock down here. I'm running on Queensland time because my base is in Queensland. So today I stuffed up my logbook entry and I had to cancel the page. When you only get a certain amount of cancellations before NHVR flick through your book and go, too many cancellations, mate. Here's some demerit points. Because when I pulled up at one of the rest stops, a VC rest stop on the Remembrance Highway, whatever they call it, did a 15. When I did the little video on the Facebook this afternoon, I stuffed it up. I looked at the clock. I've got 2 clocks in the truck. One's local time and one is Brisbane time. I looked at the local time truck and I filled out the little dash line to the local time. And then 2 seconds later, I went, shit. So you got to cancel it out, and then it's crap. Then you cancel the whole page. You only get a certain amount of cancellations before you start getting fined. You start getting demerit points. It is a mathematician's job, Gidge. It really, really is. I tell you. Anyway, evening to Gidgey from Mark. I'll catch up here. Gidgey, a 2XL men's is too small for Robbie. Can we order? When can we order Gidgey clothes again? Yeah, Gidge, mate, rocking the Gidgey outfit. What's the latest with that, mate? How can we get hold of it? He's got a heap there. There we go. Let me know what you want. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Susie, someone needs to create a GPS system for truckers with alerts if they haven't already. Susie, it exists. In England and Europe, it is attached to the engine and the computer of the truck. As soon as someone touches the truck, turns it on, whatever, activates the GPS, all that sort of stuff, timers start running. I'm for and against this. It feels a little bit too stalkery and a trust issue for me. But if it regulates the industry, then it regulates. Now, in Australia, there is electronic tracking. I have an app here. Let me close that. Where is it? It's called eDriver. No, Smart eDriver 2. That one there. And it loads up and you log in. And it is like an electronic logbook. It gives you a counter. It gives you the whole how long you've got until you need to have a rest break. You put in the truck dimensions, the weights, all that kind of thing. And it sort of does everything for you. Again, I feel like it's a little bit stalkerish. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I sit with that. I think it'll be the future, obviously, but I just don't know. I like the weighbridge system that they've got. So you pull into the weighbridge. I know that I'm in my time and I'm underweight. So it automatically pushes me back out on the highway. When you stop, a 2-minute stop or a 5-minute stop, guys, in a truck is 10 minutes. 10 minutes, no matter what. Because by the time you slow down enough, you pull up, you stop, you let the air brakes off, put the air brakes on, everything, right? You stop and you have a conversation with someone, and then you go through the phase again. You release the brakes, you get the engine revved up, then you go again, all the rest of it, right? It's 10 minutes of travel time. Go on. Right? You're already on the clock. You don't have this sort of time. There is a Garmin one. Garmin make a truck driver app, one of those like GPS things for 4-wheel drivers. They've got one for trucks. Does the timing, does all of that, tells you where to go, tells you about heights of bridges, tells you all of the things. NHVR won't recognize it as an authorized logbook, which is ridiculous. It's the best one I've seen on the market, and they refuse to accept it. Basically, I think because NHVR haven't designed it, so they can't make money off it. It's about $700 for the basic Garmin thing, but they just won't do anything with it because I don't think they can make money on it themselves. Let's be honest, it's all about money at the end of the day. Hey, Gidgey, my son looking at joining the Navy as a helicopter airframe technician. Heck yeah, get into that. Get into that. We are heading over the border into New South Wales, towing the van. Is there a speed limit for towing the van? Yeah, Brad mentioned earlier, 100k an hour. You won't see it. Everyone will fly past you. I'll tell you that right now. That's all way too confusing. Yeah. So I've got 22 days of this at the moment, with a few days in between. You can only work 6 days in a row before you must have a day off in 7 days. And within 14 days, you must have 2 consecutive days off, 2 24-hour periods in a row off. That's all truck drivers. So trying to work that around the scheduling as well of the events. So I'm heading to Canberra. I'm in Canberra for 4 days, 5 days, a little bit driving around Canberra as well. Still on the logbook because the logbook is based in Queensland. My base is based in Queensland. Constantly on Queensland time, even though everything I'm doing down here is obviously on daylight savings time. So you got to keep that in your mind. And then I turn it around and we head back to the Gold Coast over 2 days, 2.5 days. And then from there, we're trucking to Cairns, and then Cairns and back via Rockhampton, Townsville, and then Cairns. So getting the timings right, we've got loads, unload times, all that sort of stuff to work out. It is very confusing. Jamie, if your son wants to join the Navy, tell him to say he wants to be trained up on the new submarines. He'll be retired before they get them. Yeah, that's very true, right? Oh my God, that is funny. G'day all, Mr. Buckarooni's rolled in. Congratulations to Roz on the fishing, the successful fish. I did notice, Buck, that you are a true teacher, mate, because those who can't teach, and you were giving Roz all the hot tips on how to bring the fish in, mate. And I'm sitting there going, look at the teacher. Nah, good stuff, mate. That was a good little fish, that. Very, very good. Everyone's saying g'day to everyone in here. Landy Smith, all this truck driving talk is making me want a one-handed meat pie. G'day, Landy. How are you, mate? Yeah. I've got a fridge. I went and bought myself a console fridge, folks. So stay tuned for the review on that. That's the one that I didn't hit record on. It's going great guns, just quietly. The fridge in the truck is going fantastic. Everyone's saying hi to everyone. What are you guys up to on the weekend? When you join the Navy, you go in with an arsehole and That's the best one I've heard yet. That is good. That is good. Swaggin' sisters, howdy, Swaggin' sisters. Hope you're well. It's getting chilly down here. We're in Goulburn tonight. It is absolutely stunning. Apologies if the camera is a bit ordinary. I'm on the what do you call it, Galaxy Tab 2 or something. Beautiful, beautiful town. Right on Sunset. Sunset here behind me at the hotel. And it's a bit blown out, but you get the idea. Yeah, absolutely stunning down here. 1888, I think, something. Australia's first inland town, which is pretty cool. So I don't have to head into Canberra tomorrow morning until sort of mid-morning-ish. So I might quickly run around and take some snaps and stuff and check it out. It is stunning here. Wanderer has been slinging out Joko fans. Look, there's a few Jacos I was caught behind today, I tell you. There was no Jacos, I don't think, in the truck park, no, that I can remember. Geez, there were some Rangers in there. Those Rangers are bloody everywhere, far out. If anyone wants a Ranger previously owned by the Wanderer, stay tuned. Moral of the story, don't park in truck stops at the servo. Again, Oliver's, yeah, you're right, but where do you park? So I look at it from both sides of the fence, right? It is, what's the answer? Bigger truck stops, bigger service centres? I think that has to be the answer, because it was fine in the late 90s and early 2000s when there wasn't the McDonald's and there wasn't the Red Rooters and Guzman Gomez and all that kind of crap that's in there. As soon as you put all them in, all of the tourists and caravanners stop. They stop for such a long time. That's the problem. That's the problem. However, you still need your rest. When you're driving Brisbane to Cairns or whatever with your caravan, like Freddie Boots, for example, he would have pulled in and stopped up quite often at the service centres, I'm sure of it. And you have to. That's good practice. Every 2 hours, pull up. But where do you park? That's the problem. And then you see a truck come in. I'm only in a 14-tonner. Then you get the big B-doubles come through. Where do they go? Where do they go? Such a problem. Such a problem. Oh, the other one was Coffs Harbour, southbound, the north side on the south side of Coffs Harbour. I pulled in there to fuel up before I had the final run to Port Macquarie, and that was horrible too. Absolutely horrible. That was one of the worst ones I've seen. Swagger says it's just been on the phone support. Oh my goodness, it's all happening. I don't know if something happened today, Buck. I don't know, mate. Eyes on the road today. New South Wales Police Academy in Goulburn. I tell you what else is here. The prison. You drive past the prison as you come in. My God, I tell you, that's pretty in your face when you come through. Goulburn Jail. Ross is in. G'day, boys and girls. I had a gig. Sorry I'm late. Never apologise, Ross. It's all good, mate. And good to see you in here. Rangers are a poor man's PT50. Oh, you're on, mate. You're on. We'll have to hit a track. We'll have to hit a track, man. Show you how it's done. Yeah, New South Wales Police Academy, not far from that park. There's not anyone here. The place is like a ghost town. Look at that. There's absolutely bloody no one here. Beautiful sunset. I'm going to try and get up early tomorrow and see this Aurora Australis Magic Stars, or whatever the hell it is they're all talking about, Magic Stars or Skies or some bloody thing. Steve W's in, morning all from the UK. Good afternoon, good sir. And welcome to Goulburn, Australia's first inland town. Beautiful, beautiful town. I'll put some photos up in the morning. I'll go for a walk. And I didn't pack a jumper, and it's cold. the Gidgee shirt's great. Whoa, but geez, she lets the breeze through. I'll tell you that right now. I hope you're well over there on the other side of the planet. You can't go any further without coming back when you go to the UK, pretty much. Absolutely love it over there. G'day, Landy. On the lounge as we speak. There's storms again. How are the storms back home? Summer is here. They were announced quite profoundly over the last few days in Queensland with the storms. Holy moly. Landy Smurf, the whip. Oh my God. The girls are all over it. Went camping with them last weekend and whack, to the point where we're changing out the crack whips, and oh my goodness, they are absolutely killing it. So good stuff to them. And the girls absolutely all over it. I made up a little Instagram reel. I'll put that out tomorrow, and you'll see that everyone with our camping weekends. I'll get that up and about. Have you got a quote on the door? See, I haven't seen what's been going on. I don't know what you're all talking about. The prison is max security. It looks it too. It looks it too, mate. It is full on. Swagger sisters, give Kenzie some hugs. My doggers are going well. They're extra clingy this week. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's how they should be. There's also plenty of truck stops on the highway without going in to a service centre. Pack your tucker. That is a good thing too. Newy Joe, you are correct. And I stopped at 2 dedicated rest stops today that weren't service centres. They can fill up as well, especially at night. Night is a problem there with caravanners and rest stops. In Queensland, I don't know about down here. In Queensland, at a designated rest stop, you are not allowed to camp. You are not allowed to camp overnight. It is a rest stop. Not a rest camp. So it's not overly enforced. The one at Gympie is definitely not enforced, but is designed as a stop, rest, and go. Maybe they need to change the sign. I don't know. But legally, you can't camp at a rest stop. However, if it's a designated truck rest stop, you can. Or if it's got the picture of the caravan. I noticed a few down here in New South Wales have the picture of the caravan. Then you can. But again, they've got arrows going for different areas. You either go caravan or you go truck. Don't go into the bloody truck one if you have a caravan. I'm getting fired up again. I've seen a few people walk past and look at you. Yeah, they probably don't see this sort of thing down this way too much. I was going to run around with the camera on a little like gimbal thingy to show you all the lovely buildings, but I've left it in the truck, and I've parked. You can't drive anything over 12 ton down this street. I'm bigger than 12 tons, so I've had to park bloody 5 blocks away. And the gimbal thingy, the camera holder, is in the truck. So I was already 20 minutes late to the live stream. I didn't want to be any later. A bloke talking to himself. Yeah, yeah. Because when if they walk past and they look at the screen, all they see is me. So they probably think I'm just talking to myself. Oh, but what's everyone up to? How's everybody? Everybody back at school and work and all the rest of it. I was just, I was fired up today. I've got another 20 days, and I tell you, I'll be jumping out of his skin, yelling and screaming at people if it continues. But I think with the school holidays ending, we might be all right. The sun is setting beautifully. Let me just turn that around. It might not be too good in the old camera there, but she is beautiful here. Lovely little town. I'm going to hit up the pub tonight. If anyone knows a good pub in Goulburn, put it in the comments below. You probably could have had a better teacher. You went all right, mate. You went all right. Disjointed sentence. Yeah, just like me. Rob, did you say you got a I had to put a new crack on, mate. Yeah, $1,100 expensive dummy spit. Teresa's in. Hey, Teresa, late to the party. No worries. For those of you who aren't aware, the campground is up for sale. Coomba Valley Campground. If you've got a spare few dollars floating around in your back pocket, uh, maybe look at buying it. I tell you what, if I had the cash, yeah, I'd be over there. That place, as you all know, I love that place, and yeah, absolutely stunning. So we'll see what happens there. Uh, hopefully, Teresa and Brad can find a good buyer, someone that won't come in and demolish the whole lot and carry on. So hopefully, they can keep the legacy going. My temper has cost me a lot of money over the years, I tell you, and I'm catching up quick smart. Actually, have a go at this. These are the sort of, look at this little cottage just behind here. I don't know where you can see it in the old dodgy camera on the iPad thing, but yeah, she is beautiful. All these little workers' cottages, I think you call them, and I don't know, they're just all the old red brick with the chimneys. There's bloody smoke coming out of chimneys everywhere for little fires, and just beautiful. Tell you what, if there's work down here, I'd probably come down this way. Buck decided to make the cat. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch this. I'll go back to the room and check that out. Let their tires down, the tight pricks. Well, that's an idea. That's an idea. I was pretty well under the influence when trying to crack the whip. I think most of us were. I think a few had been sunk. Geez, it was a good weekend, and looking forward to the camping with mates one, Landy, and I saw Anthony on here earlier, and Brad's there as well. I think Mark's still floating around, so looking forward to that one. And yeah, can't wait. And down this way, or further north now, I guess, from where I am, beautiful coming down here. Very much like that northern Victoria kind of feel. Very, very nice. Grass is super green, just beautiful. What is? You did think you were stuck? I can't wait to watch this. This sounds brilliant. Truckies just can't just stop anywhere they want when they want. The rest of us can with planning. That's exactly right, Swag and Sisters. 100%, 100%. You don't have to stop at the bloody servo with the McDonald's. Yeah. The problem is the service centers just aren't catering for the truck driver anymore. That's the problem. They've turned into the tourism stop. And I get that; it makes sense, but yeah, something's got to be done. You might have been able to do your life in a jail. How cool would that be? The problem was I drove in. I didn't realize how pretty this town was until I got here and drove in, and I thought, geez, I wish I was in a smaller bloody vehicle because I could drive around, but they've closed off all the roads to anything over 12 ton, and I'm well over 12 tons, so I can't actually stop and drive down the streets, which is a shame because the houses are beautiful around here, absolutely stunning. But I'll go for a walk around in the morning and take some photos and whatever and stick them up. We had a big quick storm, little hail. Yeah, summer's here. Like I was saying before, it's gonna be wild this year. Southeast Queensland, we are just gonna get smashed. It is not gonna be good. The van isn't insured. Absolute rip-off. Oh my goodness, what exactly? Okay, I'll watch this when I get off the live. Suncorp wanted $186 a month, 3 times more than. Wow, they can eat a big fat one. Yeah, 100%, mate. That is holy moly. Yeah, okay. I'll look forward to seeing what's happening with all of that. And Steve W saying g'day to Duncan Ross. How's it over in cloudy, windy, rainy UK, mate? I hope it's well over there. Their caravan is looking for a table. What? Their caravan is looking for a table to eat at, but truck is using them for a live witch fest. Oh, that's good. That's good. That is funny, Jamie. That is good. I know. That's a good one. I was getting a bit sick of myself. It's funny you say that, Freddie, because yeah, when you going off on your own on a big trip, mate, is a lot of fun and it's exciting and you're seeing stuff and whatever. But yeah, you get to that point, don't you, where you sort of go, I wouldn't mind just going home and seeing some people I know. I was like that in Europe towards the end, and I was like, I wouldn't, just mind going home. I struggled in Europe at night time for dinner in that, because a lot of Europe places, the restaurants are fancy and whatever, and you sort of go into like walk past a nice restaurant, I wouldn't mind going in there, and you go, oh yeah, hi, table for one. So you might not go in, but yeah, you're right, Freddie. It does get a bit like that, traveling solo a lot. I would buy it, but I don't have any money, and it's too bloody cold. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You did struggle, mate. Truckies can stop 20 kilometres out of town when they belong. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, sure. I took a little snap of it as I went past. Massive accident coming into where was it coming into? I can't remember now, but it absolutely hammered down this afternoon for a section of the drive, to the point where I slowed right down. I came right back to 80 k's an hour and was just putting along. Had the hazards on. That's how bad it was. You couldn't see, 10, 15 meters ahead of you. Came over a rise, and all the flashing lights and sirens, and a truck. What looks like to me, a truck has come down the hill. He's obviously behind a car, I think. He's come down. I reckon the car's slowed down, and old mate trucker has hit the skids. Everything's locked up, all the air brakes, and the whole thing is jackknifed into the centre of the highway, in between the two, like the garden bed in the middle. And it's cleaned up the railing. The whole front end of the truck's come off. By some miracle, he didn't flip it, and the whole thing is jackknifed around with the cab facing back towards us, and the rest of the trailer's facing down. It looked like he would have been all right. Like he might have, not been too injured or whatever. But Jesus, a lot of mess. And even at 80 k's an hour, and I came over the rise, it took me a while to pull up. I got back down to 40, and it was like, whoa, the truck was really, really struggling. Is that here, mate? Great bakery down the main street. One of the best. Heaps of different pies. Is that here? There is a bakery up there, I did see, a bit further up the main street. I'll give that a crack tomorrow. Thanks for the clip of Williams River. Yeah, absolutely. That was a good little walk around, that one. And I think it'll put a lot of minds at ease as to what to expect, all that kind of thing. But will it be the same after Teresa and Braddingone? The newies will want to have it together to do the job they did. Amazing. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Excuse me, absolutely right, Ross. It'll be interesting to see what happens. And yeah, Teresa and Brad did a phenomenal job, as we all know. So, fingers crossed it stays the pleasant, beautiful little spot that it is. But again, times change, things change, and they've left a fantastic legacy for our little community here with all of us, and great memories. So that's one of the most important things. So, if he keeps expressing his the gods could make the love people. That's right. Very good, Brad. Anyway, I'm off. Enjoy your weekend. Cheers, Landy, mate. Have a good one. And might check in again from chilly Canberra. I found RACQ was a lot cheaper than Suncorp for our van. Yeah, I've got RACQ for the roadside, the ultimate roadside, and I'm with Allianz for my insurance. But I haven't changed my insurance. I'm probably getting ripped off on my insurance. I just haven't. One of those things that you just don't. Hang on, let's see if I can make that. Yeah, that's better. One of those things that you just don't update. One of those things. Spotto from the Olivers. Geez, you have to be quick. Goodness me. RACQ is so much cheaper. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. NRMA was the cheapest for it. Isn't it interesting seeing the different prices and what people are getting? That's incredible. All this whinging you must have for my ancestry. Irish, I think, mate. Jamison. Jamison is the last name. And Irish, I think the western side of Ireland, I think. I think Jamison means fisherman or fisher or something like that. And I can tell you, I don't live up to my name. That's for sure. I'd starve if I had to fish, I tell you. But so, folks, get the hell out of the bloody truck stop, would you? Yeah, I say that with jest, and there's nowhere to stop. There's the service centres need to shake up. They redo them, they revamp them, and they shut them down for ages. A few of them along the highway. Then they do this grand reopening, and what have they done? They've just thrown another bloody takeaway joint in there. And no new parking, no more space, no nothing. Just some new Guzman Gomez or some bloody McDonald's or something, mate. I tell you, it is how some of these truckies do it. I don't know. I mean, I don't do this often, but I tell you, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Jamison means truck. Just think, Brad, I got another 20 days of it. So settle in, mate. What'll I whinge about tomorrow? Probably speed limits. No, well, I'll tell you about speed limits. Irish still qualifies. Good stuff, mate. Dino Connor, welcome, mate. How are you? Jamison means whiskey. Yeah, I got the I before the E, mate. So I do like Jamison though. Very nice drop. Speed limits in Sydney, in New South Wales, P-platers can only do 80 on a highway. That is suicide. That is absolute suicide. It's either 80 or 90. I'm not sure. Who thought that was a bloody good idea? My God, you come up around a bend, you're sitting on 100 because I'm speed limited to 100, and then there's little old Johnny sitting on 80 with his little P-plate. Oh, geez, you pull up, you can't move over to the right-hand side because, there's traffic there or whatever. My God, 80. Oh, for a P-plater, that is a joke. That is not safe. That is not safe. Get off and get to the pub. Absolutely. There's one up there, a couple of 100 meters, and we'll go have a look. There might be one down there near the servo too. I can't quite tell. Can you see? Is the sunset looking any better there? It's not as bright. Nah, it just looks like a blown out white blob. Trust me, it's beautiful. What are you driving, Rob? It's a 14-tonner, mate, and Isuzu Pantech, and I'll throw a photo up of it tomorrow and give you all a look. Not live streaming from the cab this time, as under proper heavy regulation rules. I am playing the game. I'm looking for a way to do it where I can still interact with you all and not be touching any devices and carrying on. But at this point, no live stream from the truck. We were 70 on our learners. Yeah, but I think Queensland, you're not allowed on the highway as a learner. I don't think. I can't remember now. It's too long ago. Someone in the chat will know. 80s on Red P. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Mark. Absolutely unreal. Look even weirder sitting in the dark talking to your laptop. I'm all about the weird, Susie. Yeah, the prices are ridiculous. The prison has cheap fees. bit of slop and mash. I love it. But all insurances have gone up. Both cars, 230 and one. Holy moly, Tim, 230. Yeah, no, that's a bit. That's a bit. Queensland P-pad is going 100, 110. No, they've got to go to 100. 100 is fine. You got to go with the traffic. You can't sit on 80. 80 is ridiculous. 110, fair enough, maybe not for a P-plater. 100 though, you've got to be at 100. Goodness me. Yeah, here we go. Learners can drive on the highway at 100. Towing a 3.5. No, surely not. Who bloody came up with that idea? I know we're relaxed in Queensland, but that's ridiculous. Oh my God, that is not good. Learners are 90. Green peas are 100. Red peas are 90. Yeah, green peas is when you're about to qualify for your real license, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. 90. Just too slow. It's too slow. You're in a truck. Like I said, I'm only in a 14-tonner. It's not a B double, and it takes a while to pull up, I tell you. Yeah, see, that's just silly. I think that's just wrong. If I had a son or a daughter on their learners, I would not be putting them behind a 3.5-ton van towing that. No way. Totally agree. 100 for learners and P players. 90 is dangerous. Yeah. I got a small learners weren't allowed on the highway. Anyway, I don't know. It is getting dark, and I tell you, it's getting bloody cold. I think Canberra's shaping up for about 4 degrees, and I don't have a jumper. I only bought long pants for work, so I got 2 pairs of long pants. So I better get some beers in me. Now you got to be 0 when driving the truck, so I've clocked off for the truck for the day, and I won't be getting blind drunk anyway. It's only day 2. Take them on a pub crawl. Well, if I had my little gimbally thing, we would have been walking down the main street. So that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, I'll go for a walk around tomorrow and have a bit of a look. And I might even do a little live or something tomorrow. We'll see. Whatever. It's all a bit of fun. Hey, Karen, you got the mix ready for bush donuts? Yes. Jeez, I go bush donut now, I tell you. Here in the UK, learners, here we go. Here in the UK, learners do the same specs as anyone else. They can go on motorways with an instructor. 113. You guys are a bunch of hoons over there. That's quick. For a learner. If you're with an instructor, do you have the dual control thing going on? Do you have the dual control thing in your instructor cars? The other person can hit the holy shit pedal if things go a bit south. Highway driving is part of the course I do. Also, night driving on the highway. Yeah, night driving is a big one. 100 kilometers per hour is fine. Yeah. Look, night driving is a big one. Emily. Excuse me. Oh, holy dude. Also, the 100 hours. The 100 hours thing is a thing. No P platers should be going between 100. No P platers should be going 100 between Harvey Bay and Maryborough. You can't get that fast anyway, no matter what you're driving or how long you've been driving. It it doesn't happen. It's going to be a long drive, that one, up to Cairns. So we'll see how that plays out. And someone scoots past me. We'll see. Blood alcohol 0.02 in New South Wales. Is that for a P platter? Surely not. It's 0 in a truck. You shouldn't be drinking anyway. Shouldn't be drinking and driving. Dual control, brake and clutch. Yeah, exactly. I remember that. That was a lot of fun. I tried out the bloke on my very first lesson. I came up to a roundabout and I went, you know what? I'm not going to brake here. And just see at what point he would. And he left it to the last second, I tell you. And he hit that brake pedal. Wow! We launched forward. I said I was only having a crack at him, but yeah, he didn't like it too much. Jeez, I thought it was funny. Learners have to do 10 hours of their 100 hours at night. Yeah, good. Emily Oliver is on her 100 hours at the moment, racking it up on the little phone app. So she got some driving in last weekend, which was good, up and around Somerset region when we were up there. P plate 0, yeah, P plate 0, L 0. That's interesting. Queensland, but cops will only prosecute over 0.02. Yeah, right. I wouldn't let too many people know that. But I think 0 everywhere. Obviously that is the rule, but obviously there's a bit of leniency. But yeah, no, I wouldn't tell anyone that. Learners and people, I was definitely 0. Yeah, absolutely. When I went in for my P's in '87, I reckon I had 3 hours tops. I reckon about when I get mine, 2001 or 2 or something like that. I think I only did 3 lessons. 3 lessons and then straight into the thing. And then the truck license was 1 lesson. And he said, "Oh, mate, you're all right. You'll get it." And so, I went for the truck license. And I've got a big line through my head. Hang on. Let's move that. There we go. Not still there. Went for the truck license. And old mate gets in, the instructor who's doing the judging or whatever you call it. And I'm driving along. And he goes, "Yeah, turn left here, turn right there, do this, do that, whatever." And we're driving down a main road, Browns Plains main road in Browns Plains. And I was telling him a story. We were talking about something. I said, "Oh yeah, mate, I did this thing, rah rah rah." Anyway, we're driving down this main road. There's about 700 meters between roundabouts. We're driving along, and obviously very comfortable at this point. I've already navigated some really small turns and all this and stuff. Really confident, really just sort of relaxed and having a good laugh at stuff and whatever. He's a really nice guy. And I'm explaining something. I'm holding the steering wheel. I'm, yeah. I can't remember what I was talking about, but I was talking about the size of something. And so I'm driving along. I'm doing these ones. And I look over at him. So if you guys are the instructor, I've looked over at him and driving along 70k an hour. I've let go of the steering wheel completely. And I've gone, yeah, it's about that big. And then I put my hands on the steering wheel and I went, oh, fuck. Totally let go of the steering wheel in this assessment test of a truck license. And I didn't say anything at the time, but I was just like, oh no, I've done it. I've blown it. That's it. It's all over. I've gone from 100% to complete fail. We pull back into the, he didn't say anything. We pull back into the Queensland Transport thing. And he goes, oh yeah, this, tick, tick, tick. Yeah, this, you're a really confident driver. You obviously know what you're doing. Rah, rah, rah. Yeah, all good. No worries. And then he writes on the piece of paper, great drive. Here you go. Go get your license. I thought, oh, thank God for that. But obviously he could tell it, I knew what I was doing. But yeah, so I just, the rest of the drive back, the last 15 minutes, I was still, upbeat and jovial with him. But in my head, I was like, oh no, I've cooked it. I'm totally, totally done. That's it. And because I think it was about $500 to go for the license or something like that, 350, 500, something like that. I can't remember. The cost of it is a lot more. CJ Wall, welcome. Hi all. Howdy, CJ. How are you? Hope you're well. Learners on non-motorways do not need to be learners on non-motorway. Wow. A full license. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Steve. It's the same here, mate. Yeah, same. No P plates here. No. Oh, so you go straight from learner to you're in. Ooh. Yeah, P plates for us, mate. Are like you get 4 points. I think it is 4 points, and if you lose them, then you got to start the whole process or something again. I think I didn't lose mine, thank goodness, but something like that. Something like that. Anyway, that's interesting. Do not need to be accompanied by a qualified instructor. Full license, yeah, same here. But the P plates, yeah, we got a little stage tier progress thing. Yeah, that's unreal. Karen, howdy, Karen. That was just after Eels won their last premiership mark. Hey, what are you guys talking about? I don't know what you're talking about there, Karen. But guys, that was my rant for the day. Rob's rant for the day, and I hope everyone's had a great Sunday. I should try and find the nearest pub and go settle in for a quick quiet one and a chicken in pajamas. And what's everybody up to tonight and tomorrow? I hope you've all got a bit of a day planned or a weekend planned. I think Buck is still camping and watching Roz catch all the fish, so that's good. But I'll check out whatever clip that is you've put up there, mate. I haven't seen that yet. With, some caravan fails by the sound of it. Time for a pie. Time for a pie. Yeah, I reckon it is. I actually had a Guinness pie the other night. Jeez, it was good. They're usually pretty crap down here when you go for the Guinness pies. And the bangers and mash at what we call Irish pubs, they're hopeless, mate. When you go over to England, that's where the real ones are. That's they know how to do it. But I suppose I should probably go. It is getting dark. I'm looking like the creepy dude at the park bench talking into an iPad. And they probably won't let me into the pub. They'll be like, "Who's this bloke? Get him out." But guys, thanks very much for tuning in. Happy Saturday night. And well, I suppose it's Saturday morning over there for Steve. Have a great day, mate. And packing up the van. Whoop, hang on, what have I done here? Whoop, how do I get out of this? Oh dear. Oh dear. There we go. Packing up the van. Packing up the van for our trip over the border Tuesday. Where you headed, Tim? Whereabouts, mate? And good couple of days coming up, I think. The weather out here, look at this. Aussie sunset. How good is that? How good is that? Apparently we can see the Aurora Australis or some bloody thing, whatever they call it. So I'll get up early for that and check that out. But night all, safe travels. Sun is going down faster. Yes. That's right, Brad. So I better get out of here. Gyra, where is that? I don't even know where that is. That's a new one. Night all, safe travels, Rob. Thanks, Dean. Good to see you in here, mate. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And, oh, geez, that's been out here for an hour. Not all you beautiful people. Absolutely. Drive safe, Rob. Will do, mate. And yeah, I'll give you all those updates that you don't really want along the way. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Steve. Cheers, mate. Enjoy a big steak and a cold brew. Absolutely, Fat Pixie. It'll be a big cow. I don't know how big I'll get yet, but we'll get a big cow for the night. Maybe a chicken in pajamas. I don't know. We'll see. Good night, Jenny. Thanks for dropping in. And caravan parking guy is really cheap and plenty. Comes with free mozzies by the sound of it. Good stuff. Yeah, night all, folks. I'll put some pictures up of Goulburn and maybe a couple of videos and stuff tomorrow. We'll have a bit of a look, maybe a sneaky live stream if I can find my little camera holder, and yeah, give you a look around. This place is beautiful. But Canberra tomorrow, folks. Canberra tomorrow, and see you all later. Have a great weekend. Good stuff, everybody. Thanks for the rant, everyone. Troy Berg's rolled in just as we're all rolling out. So that's all right, Troy. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're having a good Saturday night. Have a great night to everybody. Good Saturday night, and we'll catch up tomorrow, and we'll do it all again. Tammy, farewell. Good stuff. Ciao, ciao. Says Karen. Very good. Good night. Drive safe, and lots of parks. Fingers crossed. Lagan says this. Fingers crossed. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the rant. I needed to get it off my chest. I've been yelling at the steering wheel all day. Grumpy truck driver. Righto, folks. Be good. Stay out of the bloody truck parks, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Be good to each other. See you soon. From Goulburn, good night.